morning, everybody. Welcome to the Basement Show of Mr. Ness. I am Mr. Ness. Tonight is our Sports Gladiators segment, and joining me tonight is
Ron. What's up, everybody? How you doing?
I see Curtis is already in chat. Good evening, Curtis. Hey, you guys. Amber's already in chat.
Hey, guys.
Everybody is excited to meet the newcomer of the family. Before we get the show started, I just wanted to take a quick second and thank everybody for their kind words this weekend. It was an extremely tough Saturday for me. I had Shiny make the post. I want to just say thank you, everybody who reached out. It is unfortunate what happened with Ace, but I found myself a new friend. I'll see if I can get him to pop out from what he's doing. He's gnawing on a bone right now, but Cash found me, and I found Cash. That's the slogan I'm going with. So thank you to everybody who reached out to me this weekend. I appreciate it. Sorry if I was short with a lot of people. But I needed to do the show. So that's why I'm here tonight, to try to get my mind back on the normal schedule. And Ron's a good person to sit and talk with, even on a daily basis. So.
Thank you, man. We're here for you, man. You know that.
Oh, I know. So.
Well, with that being said, we're welcoming Cash to the family tonight, and I'm sure at some point he'll work his way onto the camera, but for the most part, we're going to try and get back to a little bit of normalcy after a rough weekend. We got a Phillies game going on right now.
Yep, yeah, I think you said it was 9-4, right? Not 9-5. No, I forget already.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. 9-5. Let's just give it a quick double check right here. Yeah, I got 9-5 going into the bottom of the seventh. I know that there was Alec Boehm hit a 3-run double in the first inning. And then we had a couple homers from Trey Turner on a line drive shot. And also Sosa hitting a second decker.
Wow.
So
okay, Schwarber Jr., I see you.
Yeah. He's so now the Phillies have homered in 17 straight games, which is one off the franchise record.
And how many games in a row is that for Trey Turner, though? 6 games in a row?
Yeah, 6. I think it's 6. And then the home streak ended at 24?
Something like that.
Something like that. So, insanity. Yeah. Great. The home hitting streak, just Trey Turner overall being the Trey Turner that we were expecting when we made the trade, or when we made the signing, I should say.
7. Kevin said 7 homers in 7 games for number 7, I believe.
Yep.
Kevin's on YouTube tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's cool. Something different.
Nice.
I mean, get the aggravator going on YouTube. Appreciate that, Kev.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody should be believing right now. I mean, you still got a nice, decent lead in the wild card standings to be that number 1 wild card seed to get us a home series to start off.
True.
And see where it goes from there. As we proved last year, anything can happen in a short series. And if the offense keeps on hitting on all cylinders like it is right now, they can overcome a little bump here or there in pitching.
That's true. Here, we do this real quick. We'll get this out of the way. Say hi to Cash. Say hi.
There he is.
He's just hanging out down here with my legs. So.
Nice.
Now Kevin's over on Twitch. Ice is Kevin on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Hey, he's making the rounds today. Good. That's
Cash
awesome.
Money.
Yep. So, Johnny Cash.
Well, I don't know if people saw my Facebook post today. I mean, Johnny and Cash is going to be coming out 2025. We're going to remake Turner and Hooch. So
nice.
But he's a ball joy. It's nice to have him home. Like I said, he rescued me. I rescued him. That's how I look at it.
Yep. You make a good team, man.
Yeah. Besides for the Phillies game tonight, what happened over the weekend in Milwaukee?
Ugh.
Hey,
Yeah, it was not pretty over the weekend, I have to say. Um, Tying the game in such dramatic fashion. Harper parks one in the in the top of the eighth or bottom of the top of the eighth, and then to see that evaporate, it was just heartbreaking. The way they fought back a couple times in that Friday night game.
Yeah, but that's for sure.
So yeah, it was a tough weekend, but I mean, even with the couple losses there, really didn't lose a ton of ground.
That's always good.
Still pretty comfortable in that first wild card spot, but as long as we just don't fall apart. The big news is the Mets have been mathematically eliminated.
Yay!
With their $334 million payroll.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we have a 2-game lead over the Cubs and a 5-game lead over Arizona and Cincinnati. So we're still in pretty good shape. I mean,
yep. Oh boy, blowouts in the NCAA football. Yeah, Oregon, you throw 80 points up. That's just ridiculous. Portland State, wow, that was a really great accomplishment. Dropping an 80 bomb on Portland State. Come on, man.
And he's like, right after here we come. Yep.
I actually had an Oregon fan who was giving me shit because, we Miami won 38-3 against Miami of Ohio. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're playing a donkey. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. So tonight you play that, perennial powerhouse Portland State. And then they drop a freaking 80 bomb on him. And he's just like, yeah, we're that good. I'm like, disconnect.
Yeah. Chirp.
Yeah. Wow, that was a great accomplishment there with your ass whooping of Portland State.
Yeah, Gary's asking about the Yankees. I mean, look at the wild card standings. They're 8 games from the last one, but they got a leapfrog Boston and Toronto to get to Texas, who all of a sudden is falling apart.
Yeah.
Texas and Houston.
Houston's having some problems, definitely.
Did they take all the trash cans out of the bullpen?
They must have. Because, it ain't working. Whatever they're not doing this year. Their pitching has not been nearly as consistent this year.
Yeah, that's true. Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Good way to put it, Gary.
That's absolutely true.
Because right now you have Tampa Bay has a stranglehold on the first wild card. They're only 2.5 games back from Baltimore, but then you have 3 teams all within a half game of a half game of each other. It's crazy. AL is gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm still pulling for Baltimore to hang on to that division just because.
55 and 80, 85,
9-7. Uh-oh.
Kevin's giving us updates on Twitch over there.
Yeah.
I might not want to look at the chat anymore. Just kidding.
No.
But so the Yankees aren't mathematically eliminated yet, but they have a wild.
They're pretty much eliminated. I mean, let's be real. It's they're I don't think they can make up that ground.
They're done like supper. What movie? I forget what movie's that from. They're done like supper. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, Phillies just got to stay hot. They got to keep these bats going. The pitching needs to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it, but Aaron Nola might have to be talked to because the man is flat out struggling too.
You never know which one's going to show up. That's the problem. I mean, he had a couple nice outings, and everybody thought he was going to be okay. But I mean, he's got the backing of the manager. I mean, they asked the manager point blank, if the playoffs started today, who's your top two starters? And he did not hesitate for 1 second to say Wheeler and Nola. So anybody, the sports radio crowd who's on the radio chirping about, oh, well, you can't have Nola starting in the playoffs. Well, there's an old saying about, you ride with the horse that got you there. Yeah. And for as much as everybody wants to down Nola these days, I mean, if you look over the course of his career, you look at, 3 of the last 4 years, he had at least one Cy Young vote.
Sure.
And he eats up over 200 innings a year, throws up 200 strikeouts. It's not like you're just going to walk out into free agency this year and pluck that production off a tree. I mean, it's actually Nola's probably the top pitching free agent that's out there. So, I mean, he hits free agency. Somebody's going to blow him away with an offer. He might just walk. It might not be a matter of us not offering him a contract. It might be an offer of they're going to offer him a contract that we can't match. Because there's plenty of teams out there that'll take a 200 strikeout, 200 inning guy every day of the week.
Yeah, because right now he's at 172 innings for the year and still has 179 strikeouts. Yeah, and a whip of 1.15.
Yeah, there's nobody out there that's going to match that production.
Mm-hmm.
Just not going to happen.
Prior to the start, he did have 2 wins in a row, pitched 7 innings in both. The one game he had 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. And then the San Fran game, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
Yep.
So the Milwaukee game it could be a fluke. Everyone has bad days.
Yeah. Well, I still think my personal opinion is that I think to a degree this whole pitch clock thing is still giving him some trouble when there's men on base. When he's got to pitch out of the stretch. He's just, his timing and stuff are just he's trying to concentrate on too many things at once. Where in the past he could work at his own pace. He had his own little routine that he did. And I just think that there's been times when he looked uncomfortable.
Sure. Shannon's on the Facebook show page. I was like, where's my man? What the hell? I didn't write that. But here it's Shannon. She did the same thing everybody always does when they get access to the Facebook account. They jump in the chat and forget they're not on their main profile.
Guilty. I've done it.
Shannon, it happens. He's down here somewhere. He's laying outside the studio playing with the bone. So if I want to pull my camera around, I can probably show him real quick. If you want to see him so bad, hold on. There he is, playing with the bone, being dumb. So I didn't mean to. It's all right. Shannon, it happens to the best of us.
Yes, indeed.
Now I got to fix my camera yet again. At least it stays on this time. There we go. Good enough.
Okay, so they're out of the inning. It's 9-7 going to the top of the 8th.
I got it. I mean, hopefully they can hold it off. I mean, because like I said, every game at this point of the season counts.
Yep.
Especially these like interleague. No, it's not interleague. National League games. They all count for something. You may be eliminated, but you lose, somebody else wins, and they jump up. So that's how I look at it. I mean,
well, and San Diego already has a thing for us after last year. After them walking in thinking they were going to walk right through us, and we're in for a rude surprise.
That is very true. So we have 2 more versus the Padres. Then we have a day off. Then we come home for a 3-game series versus Miami, which is going to be astronomically important for wild card.
Yep.
and then they have a 4-game series versus the Atlanta Braves Monday,
Yep.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
with
that's
a
7
double
games.
header on the 11th.
Yep. So 7 games within what, a 6-day span, all within the division. Those are the games that you really need.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I guess. I mean, then they have St. Louis for that weekend. Then they go to Atlanta. Then we have a 4-game series versus the Mets, Pirates, and then we finish off in Queens versus the Mets. And then who knows?
Yep.
Hopefully, we're talking some playoff baseball.
Well, and all those games against the Mets, and the Mets were, as of yesterday, mathematically eliminated. So hopefully they're ready to just fold the tent. But anytime they play Philly, you know it's on no matter what the standings say.
That is very true.
And they'll be invading the stadium too, no doubt.
That is true. Now, my biggest question, I'm looking at this the schedule real quick. I have this up. They have all the different promotions they're doing. Okay. Yeah. Friday night, September 22nd versus the New York Mets. Toyota Scott Rowland Wall of Fame statue. Why would they still give out a statue to someone that didn't want to show up to his own Wall of Fame ceremony?
Because it was planned out before he didn't show. They knew they inducted him. They needed a giveaway item that would entice people to come in at the end of the season, even if we were out of it. They set that promotional schedule a year in advance.
Oh, okay. I would cancel it and make it a dollar dog night. That's what I would do.
Just scrap those Scott Rowland trophies and give us some hot dogs, damn it.
There you go. I mean, that's how I look at it. I'll be at the game actually on the 12th. Me, my friend Liz, Todd, and we're taking the son to his first ever Phillies game. Don't know how well he's going to last, so they bought standing room tickets only so he can just walk around the stadium, push him in a stroller, but be at present for the game so he can see how a baseball game goes. So I think that'd be kind of fun.
We should do a hot dog eating contest on the remote we do.
On what, December 3rd?
In December, yeah.
I already got to do the truffle shuffle that day. And apparently,
well, they'll be able to burn it off.
And apparently, according to Doris, who might be looking, I'm not sure, I have to have my belly Kelly green that day, too.
I'm hoping to have my Kelly green jersey by then, too.
I think I'm going to have one for Christmas. I'm going to get one customized. So
yeah, well, I want to get a Jason Kelsey, I think.
Seems to
but
be
I had to wait till the initial,
hysteria,
pandemonium died down.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. It was crazy. I mean, they were freaking tailgating for it. Who does that for a jersey?
Yep.
Ay.
Although I talked to somebody that worked at Rally House.
Okay.
And they said they had the same thing, like when the Sixers got through, qualified for the playoffs, and they were moving to the next round. They had that next morning. They had a line of people outside waiting with one of the championship, Eastern Conference champion gear for the next round of playoffs.
It is very popular gear. Philadelphia is a very passionate sports city, which is awesome. You can't go wrong with it.
Yep.
But to be outside at 3 o'clock in the morning for a piece of clothing, that's like me waiting in line for a Madden football game at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, exactly.
Idiotic.
Exactly. Or me being the third person in line to see all 3 of the original 3 Star Wars movies.
Okay, now you're talking before my time. So if you
taking days off of work so that I could be in the first show.
I mean, I took the day off after I got Madden. It's a holiday.
It's Madden Day.
Yeah, exactly. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if Curtis is still in chat, Kevin would probably tell you the same thing. Back then, when you're dumb, stupid, have no responsibilities, you wait for a video game.
Glassy-eyed, eating Taco Bell and with one hand and playing Madden with the other.
To a sense, yes. Or you could do what we did over the years. The one year we kicked my best friend's parents out of the house for the night, got him a room in AC, told him to go out for the night, don't come back till the morning. So we had the whole house to ourselves. Or the year after that, we decided to take over my parents' backyard. We had 3 pickup trucks in my dad's backyard, 6 TVs going, about 4 consoles. We had a grill fired up all night. We had a bonfire going, and we just played Madden to the ass crack of dawn.
Right. But
My
hey,
dad,
those people waiting for jerseys are crazy, though, right?
yeah, my dad came out, and it looked like it was Woodstock in his backyard. He was like, "What the fuck?" Quite humorous. Back when Johnny was still irresponsible. I'm still working though. I promise.
Don't eat the orange gummy bears.
Oops. Oops. But you live and learn. That's how I look at it.
Or you don't, but that's okay too.
Yeah. But you have fun. I mean, that's what you do when you're young. Like you said, you just to go stand in line for Star Wars, the first 3 movies.
Right.
That was what you wanted it to do. I wanted to get I wanted a game at midnight and play video games all night. Feast to fathom.
Yep. There you go.
And now I have a 60-pound lapdog who wants to play at 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta calm him down. But we'll keep updated with the Phillies game. But I figured we'll jump over to the opening weekend at college. Granted, there were some marquee matchups week 1, but the first couple of weeks in college football are always what I call those club games.
Yeah. A lot of the big ranked schools start out because they want to finish the schedule with when once the rankings start coming out, the strength of schedule stuff, they want to have their tougher games towards the end of the season just to get that boost in the power rankings.
True. I mean, I'm looking at some of the games right here, like USC 56-28 over San Jose State. The fact that it was 21-14 at halftime is kind of alarming, but then you outscored 35-14 in the second half. Not much of a game. Notre Dame 42-3 over Navy. Again, like Notre Dame always starts off strong, and everybody says, "Oh, this is Notre Dame's year. This is Notre Dame's year." But then they lose a stupid game that don't mean nothing, and then went down the toilet.
Well, here's the thing. Notre Dame fans are like Dallas fans. It's our year. This is our year. This is the one. And then you see what happens.
I'm at a loss for words because that's an awesome take. I mean, that is exactly what it is. They all get hyped up. They get on that bandwagon, and next thing you know, they're all jumping off. They're like, no. Like
breaking their ankles, jumping off.
Yeah, it happened last year when they lost to Marshall. People went berserk. Especially since Marshall went into South Bend, which is supposed to be one of the hardest stadiums to play in college football, and beat them. Kudos to Marshall. Utah decimated Florida 24-11. I know that made you probably very happy.
Yep.
But everyone who watched that game said Florida just didn't stand a chance. Then on Saturday, we had Penn State start 1-0 with a win over West Virginia 38-15. Some might call that a trap game, but I honestly didn't really watch the game. I wanted to, being a Penn State fan, and it was their annual whiteout game. I didn't get the chance to see it. I was upset, but happy to see it win. But then you have teams like Georgia. They played the University of Tennessee Martin this weekend, 48-7. Bravo. You were winning 31-0 after the third quarter. Bravo.
So Oregon was a 48-point favorite for that game against Portland State. 48.
And they probably blew that one out of the water, right?
Well, yeah, it was 81 to
7.
or something like that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
They covered.
There was one team that didn't cover and actually got beat, and I'm going to talk about that one in a minute.
The Utes. The Utes with a big win.
Yeah, Utah beat Florida. Yep. Michigan beat East Carolina 30-3. Ohio State 23-3 over Indiana. Alabama versus Middle Tennessee again. Bravo! They won 56-7. Bravo!
Yeah. Well, Oregon plays USC this week.
See, now that should be entertaining.
And that's only like a 2.5 point game.
Yeah.
But
So,
at least they pepper in a couple good games in their schedule.
Yeah, I mean, that will actually show a lot of people if Caleb Williams is for real or not. Because a lot of people are building Caleb Williams up this year and think the Arizona Cardinals are going to tank the season to draft him number 1 overall. We'll see. See what he can do against these bigger schools. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, the Pac-12 is dying.
You know, Arizona has their first round pick, and they also have the Texans' first round pick.
Yeah.
So they could have 2 shots of being in that number 1 spot.
Yep.
Depending on how the Texans fare this year.
Yeah. A lot of people think they could wind up getting Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft.
They could end up with 2 picks in the top 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, USC beat Nevada 66-14. Washington 56-19 over Boise State. Texas 37-10. Tennessee over Virginia. Notre Dame again. Wait, am I looking at the same thing twice? Did Notre Dame play twice today?
I don't think so. Did they?
Unless they played the week before.
Oh, okay.
They started this season on Saturday, August 26th. Okay, I'm like, why am I seeing Notre Dame twice? So this week they beat Tennessee State, and the previous week they beat Navy. So again, 2 chump schools for a program like Notre Dame.
Well, they can enjoy it this year because they're up against much stiffer competition next year when they're in the new conference, and they have to play Miami next year.
True. And then the game everybody talked about this Saturday. The Colorado Buffaloes beat the TCU Hornfrogs in Deion Sanders' first game in a Power 5 conference. And he showed out. He had a hell of a game plan. His son played freaking fantastic.
And he almost got punched out by the opposing coach at the end of the game.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, but a lot of people who watch college football have said TCU is not the same school that went to the national championship last year.
No.
So, again, how excited can you really get? I mean, it is a win against a ranked school. It's your first time out in the FCS and that Division 1AA. So to make a statement like that is good news, but now later in the season, can you keep that going?
Well, it's good news for recruiting because, by the time you're halfway through the season, you've already got a number of your recruits lined up for the following year.
That is true.
So you get off to a good start, then gives you a little extra negotiating power, because everybody wants to play for Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Especially if they're a D-back.
Yeah. There's one school. I'm not seeing this. I'm getting stuff knocked over behind me, so I'm about to get yelled at. He's over here destroying my studio already. What was the game? It was this weekend. I noticed that. No. I know what game it was. I just can't find the score. There's your Miami score 38-3 over Miami, Ohio. So kudos to Miami. We'll give you that one. Why am I not seeing this game? It was, I know it's on here somewhere. Texas State. That's what I'm looking for. They pulled off an upset. They were like, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. They beat Baylor. Texas State was 26.5-point underdogs to beat Baylor. So Baylor was the favorite. Texas State won 42-31. So, I mean, that's awesome to see a school like Texas State beating a big name school like Baylor. I love seeing those types of upsets. So, like, years ago, you had Appalachian State going to the big house, beat Michigan. Another good example. I mean, you have anything to add?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Oh my God. Okay.
what happened?
No, I'm just looking at the upcoming hurricane schedule. They do have a ranked team in 2 weeks. They don't play this week, but they have a game on Saturday on the 9th against Texas A&M, who's ranked 23rd. But then they have a game the Thursday after, so they only have a short week. But then they go up against Bethune-Cookman Wildcats.
Okay, where are we from?
Who lost 56-14 to Memphis this week.
I'm going to look at where this team's from. I always like to find out what schools are from. The
For some
Bethune
reason,
Cookman.
North
University.
Carolina, is it?
Nope, Daytona Beach.
Oh, Florida. Okay. And that's a home game for the Canes.
Yeah, but just think how much money that school is probably getting to go to Miami.
They're getting to go to Miami, and they're getting a good payday that'll probably run their program for a few years.
Yeah, I mean they only have 14 varsity teams for this whole school. That's for the men's side. You got baseball, cross country, football, and track and field. On the women's side, you have basketball, bowling, cross country, golf, softball, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. So track and field includes both indoor and outdoor. But yeah, the SWAC, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. I mean, I'm just. It makes me laugh. Let me see something real quick. Okay, Beckford University. A total enrollment for the fall class of 2021 was only 2,500 kids. So it's a very small school. I mean, more power to you. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I guess, But yeah. So I mean everybody plays their share. And then we have to play Temple after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have Joe on that week for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys can trash talk each other.
Well, those were the two of the three schools that I was accepted to college to. I was accepted to Temple and I was accepted to Miami. So,
which one did you pick?
Well, I had University of Hawaii also. So it was just because of the travel factor that I chose Miami, plus getting the scholarship for the music program.
Sure. Then after Temple, you have Georgia Tech. Then you got two back-to-back games at North Carolina and Clemson. Virginia, NC State. Florida State's always a tough game for Miami. It's always a really good game, too.
Yeah.
And then
usually a field goal game.
Yep. Louisville and Boston College to finish out your season Thanksgiving week.
Yep.
So, I mean, they play like they did and just keep building that momentum. Who knows?
Well, they got a nice looking team this year. I mean, they're very well balanced. It's the first, First full year for the new coach. Actually with starting to get some of his own recruits and stuff. So they returned a bunch of starters. They should do okay. And then next year when that new conference forms, and you got a lot more intense competition coming. So as more and more conferences get sucked up by these super conferences.
Yep. Like I said, the Pac-12 is dying. So, I mean, you won't have much of a Pac-12 left after this year because I think Cal's leaving, Stanford, they're all joining in, I think, the ACC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep. I believe so.
So, I mean, who knows? I'm just looking at your roster right now. The good thing I like about some college teams, you have that senior leadership at quarterback, which is a very important position.
Mm-hmm.
And Miami this year has a kid named Jaden George, who is a senior quarterback. So, I mean, he's going to
he was
he
was a transfer.
Oh, wow.
He came in through the portal.
And you have a junior backup, Taylor Van Dyke. I mean, that's what's funny about college teams, too. Like, you see all these young kids, like, they got 2 freshman quarterbacks. They're probably both getting redshirted. So, I mean, it's cool to see where, like, some of these kids come from as well. Like, the one kid, his name is Riffy Luna. He's a freshman quarterback from Kellogg in Idaho. I mean, I've never heard of that town in Idaho before. So, him, that like jumping from a small state like Idaho to a big university like Miami must be a dream come true.
Yeah.
I just always like to look, see if there's anyone from South Jersey anywhere.
And when I went to Miami, there was a lot of Northeast people, a lot of Jersey and Pennsylvania people down there going to school. So
Yeah,
they definitely attract a lot from the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm looking at the roster right now. They have nobody from New Jersey this year.
Yeah. Well, this was back in the 80s.
Wow, they actually have a defensive lineman from Ghana. That's cool.
Yeah.
Go play. I yell at him and I throw my phone. He's not being destructive. He's just when we do around down here.
Just getting the lay of the land. That's all.
Yeah. You okay? Now he's right at my feet sitting. So
yeah.
No, it'll be good. So I mean, I think Penn State has another unranked game this weekend. I'm going to look real quick. Penn State.
Gotta say the P word that many times, really? Really?
Net in the Irons, how about that?
Okay.
That better? Yeah, this week they have Delaware.
We are under 500.
Well, right now we're 1-0.
Well, yeah, for now.
Yeah. I mean, they got the Blue Hens, and they go to Illinois, come home versus Iowa, which is going to be a really tough game.
Yep.
Then they go to Northwestern. Then the game I'm hoping to go to versus the University of Massachusetts. Then they go to Ohio State, which is always an awesome rivalry to watch. Penn State, Ohio State. Yep, more than likely, you're right. Then they have Indiana at Maryland. Home versus Michigan. Maybe another L.
Mm-hmm.
Then they finish off versus Rutgers, and then they go to Michigan State for the last game of the season. So, yeah, I mean,
Michigan State's a good, solid squad. They're not always ranked, but they always field a pretty solid team, especially defense.
Yeah, and they're always really tough to play in these Lansing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fun. That's what's fun about college football. It's so unpredictable.
Ike Reese came from Michigan State.
Yes, he did, you're right. I mean, there was someone else that was a big name that came from Michigan State back then, I thought. No, I'm probably wrong. I know B-Dog was Clemson.
Yep.
Trotter was Southern Texas A&M.
Yep.
Damn, why can't I think of this? Don't bug me. I have to do some research over the week because everyone knows all the marquee players that came from Miami because Miami's a big name school.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you can justify that. Hell, you guys even had Dwayne the Rock Johnson go to play in Miami.
Yeah, he did. He was Jerome Brown's backup
Yep.
at D tackle. Flozell Adams, Kirk Cousins,
Kirk Cousins. Yep. Right.
Julian Peterson, Brad Van Pelt, who played many years for the Giants. Le'Veon Bell.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Lorenzo White back in the day. Kenneth Walker III, who's currently the starter for Detroit, running back. Bubba Smith, the great Hall of Famer and star of Police Academy. Earl Morrell, legendary quarterback for the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite a few big names came out of there.
You forgot one that I just saw on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be cold and mean, but I'm gonna give him a nickname.
Go ahead.
He shot me. Plexico Brewers.
Yep.
I mean, I, in a sense, I kind of feel bad for the kid because he ruined his career with that incident.
Brian Hoyer, too.
Who still plays in the NFL to this day?
Yeah.
Or did he finally retire?
I think he might have retired this year.
I thought
He was hanging around Cleveland for quite a while.
Well, he was backing up in the Patriots last year behind Mac Jones.
Yeah. And that they got rid of all their quarterbacks except for Mac Jones until they picked up made a trade for the kid from Cleveland.
Wait, did he go back to the Patriots? No, he can't. I thought he went to the Raiders.
Who?
Hoyer.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Brian Hoyer, quarterback he's a backup behind Jimmy G in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Then they had
Makes sense. You get older, you retire to Vegas. Makes sense.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah. I'm sure he's at the, 99-cent all you can eat buffet.
Maybe. Let's see. I probably pull up his contract. But he's getting paid from Mr. Las Vegas. NFL payroll. I wonder what I'll say. Spot. Oh, here we go. I'll just give you a ballpark idea. Raiders. Right now, Brian, where you at? Okay, he got a $1.1 million deal from the Raiders, so he's making some decent money.
It's not bad for a backup.
Of his age, too. He's 42.
And Jimmy G's not exactly known for his durability. He could get called on. He's probably got incentives. If he has a good agent, he does. He has incentives for if he has to start games. If Jimmy G goes down.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of NFL, it's that week.
Yes, it
is. Who's ready for some football?
Vinny, where you at, man? You don't even come in to chat. You're so afraid of me, man.
Oh, I'll give him a shot.
I'm coming for you. Mr. A Plus is coming for you. Of course, you got an A Plus too, so it'll be a good match.
Yeah, don't count your chickens too loud, sir.
I'm not. Hey, there were 3 teams that rated out, and those ratings are very subjective. So anybody can win in any given week.
Yeah,
but I'm winning everything. So
the thing that cracks me up about fantasy football, and yes, I'm calling you out a little bit when I say this too.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't even been one game yet, and we have 4, 6, 8, 9 transactions in our league.
Yep.
Are you guys scared? I haven't made a single move yet.
No, I had to make a move because I was thinking that Jonathan Taylor was definitely going to move.
Okay.
So I had made a pick based on Taylor leaving the Colts, and then when he didn't leave, then I changed direction.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like the pickup you made.
Yep.
If I can find it. It was Deion Jackson, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that is a good, safe bet, especially with a situation like Jonathan Taylor right now. So to pick him up, kudos to you. I actually think Deion Jackson is gonna have a great year,
Mm-hmm.
regardless.
I agree. And just the fact that he was sitting out there, hey, which is kind of the same approach I took with Najigma. I mean, in some leagues, he was going in the fifth, sixth round, and he's out there on the wire. So that's almost an investment pick, going forward, seeing how Seattle shakes out.
That is true. Jack says, "Go Ravens." All right. Mr. Campbell's a Ravens fan. I can respect that.
Yeah. Hey, the Ravens, they could be interesting this year. I think the surprise team of the entire league is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I think they've got the quarterback. I think they've got the coach. And I think that they're going to surprise a lot of teams this year.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that means that they win a division, but I think they're going to make some noise, though.
That is for sure. I mean, Kenny Pickett looked really good in the preseason. He has a lot of good weapons coming back for their offense.
Yep.
That I'm really excited to see. And you don't know the health of Joe Burrow. Cleveland always has that up and down.
Yep.
And I mean, Baltimore's Baltimore. If they can keep Lamar Jackson upright,
Yeah.
maybe, but he's always a question mark. So who's that leave? Pittsburgh.
Yep. They're primed to just swoop in. They got the coach. That's for sure.
Oh, Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach.
You don't see many coaches that spend their entire coaching career in one place.
Yeah, and you don't see many teams in NFL history that had only four NFL coaches since they started in the NFL.
Yep. The Rooneys don't fire coaches. They wait till they retire.
Because what? Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and then Tomlin, right?
And Tomlin.
So, yeah, that's only 3 coaches
Yep.
since they started in the league. That's impressive as hell.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's longevity, and kudos to the Rooney family for not giving up on a coach. That's another awesome thing. Plus, they build franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You figure, look how long Terry Bradshaw played. Then once he goes, you develop someone like Neil O'Donnell coming from the New York Jets to go over to Pittsburgh. He became a franchise quarterback. You had Cordell Stewart for a couple of years. Then you move over to you had Tommy Maddox for like a game or two, but then Ben Roethlisberger took the reins for them from Tommy Maddox and ran with it for the next 16 years. You passed that torch, and now you have another franchise quarterback you're voting in Kenny Pickett.
I mean, Pittsburgh had a bunch of coaches in the early years, but from Noel forward, so you're talking about between 1969 and present day, there's only been 3 coaches.
That's incredible.
But the team dates back to the 30s.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that because in 1943 they merged with the Eagles and made the Steagles for a year.
Yes.
Because of the players.
Burt Bell actually coached Pittsburgh for a short period of time. He only coached for 2 games in 1941. I never knew that.
No, since you have it right in front of you, let me ask you this: when the Eagles and the Steelers mixed, we all know it was the Philadelphia Steelers for 1 year.
Correct.
How did they work that coaching staff?
They merged the coaching staffs.
So would it be like the Philadelphia head coach and then like a Pittsburgh coordinator, or were they all
They
just
they all became one unit. Now all of them couldn't be on the field at the same time, but they all game planned together. And then there were certain coaches that were, day of coaches, so to speak.
okay?
But there were other coaches that were, coordinators and the like, or position coaches that were working in practice and and stuff like that. Because remember, at the time, some of the players who were existing before they merged the teams were off in war. So they pretty much had a replacements kind of deal going on where they had to piece a team together, And I'm pretty sure Clifford Franklin wasn't around. So,
Or Shane Falco?
or Shane Falco. Yeah.
Oh, what's the other, the big Simone dude from that movie? Oh God. Oh, Hoto or something? I forget his name. But
I forget what his name was.
and then they probably didn't have Nigel Gruff kicking.
Nigel Gruff and Danny Bateman on D.
I was just trying to say that one.
Yeah.
The replacements. You can see if I can name Cast real quick. Hold on. Now I'm curious.
Jumbo was his name.
Jumbo. Okay, there we go. And they probably didn't have the twins, Jamal and Andre.
Yeah.
Yep, this guy. I think I can pull up a picture of make him bigger real quick. Hold on.
And then the tight end, the deaf tight end, Danny.
Yep. Danny Murphy.
Yep. Daniel Murphy. Boston College, I think it was.
Look, he's eating an egg in the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Want
such
one?
a great. That's such a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Bizarre as hell, but
And the sad thing is that a lot of that stuff actually happened.
yeah,
I mean, it was written by somebody who was there, who was a replacement player. So I obviously there's a lot of it that was fabricated, but some of the the basics of the storyline were absolutely the things that happened. I mean, even the fact that Dallas crossing the picket line.
yeah,
because Dallas was the team that crossed the picket line, and they were playing the Eagles that week. And Dallas's whole regular team returned against the Eagles' replacement players.
Yeah, I remember my dad telling me about something like that, and he said it got pretty ugly.
It got very ugly. There was a bounty on Luis Zendejas, the kicker, and the special teamer that would put a hit on him ended up getting a cash reward. Which we know now, gets people suspended, but back then it was fair game apparently, as long as it was kept quiet.
Not like Greg Williams making his statements.
Yeah, exactly. It was Greg Williams going back a few years.
Just a little bit. Let's see if I can find a story about it real quick.
And the funny thing is that then further on in his career, he played for the Eagles. Luis Zendejas kicked for the Eagles.
Was that before or after Roger Zolik?
That had to be after, I would think.
Probably. I'm just looking at something real quick. That's all.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of crazy stuff happened during that strike year with the replacement players.
Yeah. Now, so the Eagles always stayed the Eagles. I'm just mixing the leagues up now because the Philadelphia Stars were the USFL.
Correct.
Okay. I'm My mind's everywhere tonight. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Now the Stars won 2 championships.
86. Let's see, I have it right here. League champion. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. This is the current day Philadelphia Stars.
Yeah.
Which I get the concept of having football year round, but
Yeah.
watching some of those games are kind of disappointing because
Well,
these
it's
players are
true.
playing their thing and there's nobody there watching them. Granted, I'm sure scouts are there because you see a lot of these players now getting signed.
True.
But I just feel like that you should have more like an incentive to get people to these games. Um, so they were the Philadelphia Baltimore Stars. That's why I couldn't find it. They were league champions in '84 and late '85. Hey, that's ironic enough. Guess who the head coach was? Jim Mora.
Jim Mora, yeah. Yep.
Wow,
Absolutely
that,
he was.
that's pretty freaking awesome. Playoffs.
They had quite a roster too. Sean Landeta was the punter.
Hmm.
I remember that.
I probably find a roster, maybe. If I dig it hard enough.
Yeah. Now the Stars definitely and they had decent attendance. The Stars was one of the biggest attendance records in the league.
Yeah, I got the game by game schedule right here. In Veterans Stadium, they had like one game 25,000.
Yeah.
36,000 versus the New Jersey Generals, who back in the day were owned by
Owned
Donald
by
Trump,
Donald Trump, and Herschel Walker was on the team.
and they beat them 25-0. How do you like that?
Yep.
And then the following year, they were still at Veterans Stadium again, averaging anywhere between 30 and 40,000. I mean, that's
Which is
awesome.
big, which is big time for that league at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. But this area was so football starved, and you got a team winning games when, you know, maybe your other team in town wasn't doing so hot.
Oh, you're right. Here we go. I actually found it right here. From the 1984 Stars roster. See if I can drag this down. Here we go. I can't sort it, so I'm just going to have to breeze through this. Punter Sean Landeta.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Bryant, running back. Scott P. I'm just trying to see if I can find a notable quarterback. David Trout was kicker. Booker Washington. Hi, Tim Rodin as quarterback.
Who?
Tim Rodin, Rioordan.
I'm not sure.
He's a Temple kid. He's a local kid.
Yeah.
I mean, who else do we have on this team that might sound familiar? William Ford. There we go. Everybody knows William Ford. If you're an old school Eagles fan like me and Ron were, William Ford was that beast at the defensive end.
Yep.
Other than that, and Sean Landeta, I mean, none of these names are really sticking out to me that were popping. So
It was more the first couple years of the league.
okay. Oh, he was okay. So Timothy Roden wasn't the starter. I mean, looking at the career stats, he didn't do anything. But went on to play for the New Orleans Saints for a year. So
Yeah, because Jim Mora.
Yep. But Hessing maybe? No, he only played 2 years. Yeah, I'm not really fine. I would have to really do some research on this.
Yeah.
But 1984, they went 16-2, including the playoffs, and their average home attendance in 9 dates was 28,000 people.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
So back out of all this, and we'll see if I can pull up this full schedule of NFL games. Because if you want to, since the games haven't officially started yet, I would share
Yep.
the stream out and see if anyone wants to jump in. We can do an NFL pick'em if you want.
Okay. We can
No,
do
like
that.
no money line, nothing like that. Just a straight up.
Just
Straight
pick the
up.
winner.
Yeah. We just share this out. If anyone wants to jump in and do the pick'em with them, they're more than welcome to. Because we have an announcement at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. We just share this out. Anyone? And all right. I'm gonna grab my notebook real quick. Right here on my feet.
Okay.
My top pencil. Like I said, when you want to be a writer, you have notebook and pencils everywhere in sight. So I mean, if you want to wait a couple seconds, we can. If not, we can just get the ball rolling. If anyone wants to jump in, they're more than welcome to have fun. We'll just backtrack a little bit.
Yep.
And then we can add this to our show next week to see who came out on top.
It's a Penn State boy who was a quarterback for the Stars, Chuck Fusina.
Okay.
He is a Penn State boy.
So probably a local kid that was just at home, not doing much, and I didn't get drafted, and said, "Why not play some football for Philadelphia?"
For the home team. There you go.
Probably one of a few Penn State quarterbacks that have ever made it to like a professional level.
Yeah.
I mean, you have one this year in Green Bay backing up Jordan Love, Sean Clifford.
Yeah.
But other than that, the last well-known one that I could think, I know Trace McSorley's still in the league.
Ken Dorsey.
Can do it. Yep, Ken Dorsey from Miami.
Yeah.
I was thinking Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins. Yeah. He might have been the most successful one.
Yeah, I mean, but there is another one. I think he went to Penn State. I gotta just double check this real quick. If I'm not mistaken, if I can remember how to spell his name. Here it is. Yes, he was there too. There was another Super Bowl winning quarterback that played for the New York Giants back in the day that went to Penn State.
For the Giants?
Yep.
You said? Okay.
From 1984 to 1992, and then wound up going after Los Angeles when they were the LA Raiders and the Oakland Raiders, and then finished in Washington for 1 year. But he actually took over.
He went to Penn State?
Yep. He took over for injured Phil Simms. He went to Penn State for 1 year and then transferred to West Virginia.
Okay. All right. That's different. Who took over for Phil Simms? Go ahead. I give up.
Jeff Hotstotler.
Okay.
I just remember being with my mom in a line for a haunted attraction when they were talking to a Giants fan in the line or whatever, and I just threw that name out there. My mom looked at me like, "Who are you, and what did you do with my son?"
I got you.
So, I mean, it's just dumb knowledge. I can't help it. All right, but we'll go back over to the NFL schedule, and we'll start this pick 'em off with this Thursday night. We have the hungry Detroit Lions going to Arrowhead to play the defending Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs.
Uh-oh. Bottom of the ninth, 9-7. San Diego's got first and third and one out.
Oh, boy.
So the winning run's at the plate. Alvarado's pitching.
Gotcha. Yeah. Actually, you want me to see if I can pull the game up? And
Yeah, you got.
We don't have any audio, but
Let's watch the end of the game.
then we can do our pick 'em after that, and then we'll wrap this show
Okay,
up.
sounds good.
Okay, the stream. I just got to sign into my account real quick. It shouldn't take that long. Watch, by the time I get this uploaded, it'll be over. Happened the one time, remember? We tried this before.
Yeah, I do.
Come
Okay,
on.
struck out swinging, 2 outs. First and third, 2 outs.
I'm trying. I promise. Come on. Come on. Loading. Come on. You can do it. My one just load up.
1-1 count.
I can't get it. Where's the game at? No. I'm trying, Ron. I promise.
2-1.
If this game not on TV, I'm not seeing it on the listings anywhere.
No?
There's one of these Facebook watch games.
I'm not sure.
Oh, wait. Come on.
3-1. There we go.
All right, so I'm going to pitch behind, just so you know. So don't look at your phone anymore.
Okay.
Don't do it. Put your phone down. Don't do it.
I know nothing.
Okay. One more time, bud. Full count.
3-2. 3-2. 2 outs.
Boy. Yeah, sure, okay. You're okay. Come here.
Come on, Cash. Give us some luck here.
I'm rubbing his head. He's sitting right at my legs. Got him.
Got him. Struck him out. It's good to see him starting to throw better.
See,
Now he's coming off the disabled list.
It was the rubbing of the head that did it.
Yep.
Cash 1, Padres 0.
There you go. Awesome.
I like how I can do that. I can pull stuff like that up.
Yep. Put another one in the win column.
Amen. All right. So I shared the stream out. I don't see anyone that has jumped in wanting to do this with us. So me and you will have some fun. And maybe next week we'll get more people involved.
Sounds good.
All right. First game of the season is Thursday night, Detroit at Kansas City.
It's impossible to. I mean you know me in Detroit. I mean I'm a fan of Dan Campbell, but it's Kansas City. Andy Reid's had weeks to prepare. Yeah, I can't see Kansas City losing to Detroit.
So you're going KC? Okay. I agree with you. I just think Detroit has a lot to prove.
They do.
I think they're going to come out strong.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they win this on a last-second field goal. So I'm going to take Detroit. Okay,
it's not an outrageous pick, Johnny.
No, it's going to be I think, I'm not going to say Kansas City's going to have a hangover type thing, but they have a much different team this year.
True. So, well, I mean, Sky Moore is their number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their receiving core is pretty much new. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got Hardman and you got Sky Moore.
Hardman's gone.
Oh, Hardman went. That's right. So Sky Moore is the number one.
Yep, Hardman's in New York now.
That's right.
So I mean, I just see it being a back and forth game. I said that
I
last
don't
year
think it's going to be
too.
a blowout. I don't. I
No,
don't think Dan Campbell allows anybody to blow him out this year.
no. And looking at this, it says line Kansas City 6.5 minus 6.5, and they're over under 54.5. So they're going for a high scoring game too.
Yeah.
We'll save the Eagles game for last. Carolina on the road versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Give me Falcons. I think that I think the Panthers are going to have a rough year.
I do too, with that division so wide open, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do win a couple division games.
Yep. I just don't think this is going to be one of them.
I agree. I mean, I think Bryce Young will come out and show everybody that he's capable of being an NFL quarterback, but it's going to
Yep.
be tough. So I'm taking Atlanta as well.
Okay.
Next, you had the Battle of Ohio, Cincinnati versus Cleveland.
Cincinnati. And I don't know if Burrow's playing or not. I think he is.
I mean, it's still questionable, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But I just think even with an 80% Joe Burrow, if he plays at that, Jamar Chase is just going to have a field day.
Yeah.
And unless Deshaun Watson comes out like he did a few years back, Cleveland might be saying to himself, shit, we made a mistake. So, again, I agree with you. I'm taking Cincinnati. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars going on the road to take on Mr. Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, give me Dougie P for the win. Jacksonville Jags should have a great year this year.
They should. You're right. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I'm going to make a bold statement. It's their division to lose.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think that they showed last year, what they can do. And, you got Etienne and you got Calvin Ridley back.
Yeah.
You got
Zay
DJ
Smith.
Moore.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of weapons there. And I think you just, I think Doug's ready to just turn Lawrence loose and just let him do his thing.
DJ Moore's in Chicago, I thought.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Zay Jones is in Jacksonville, and they got Evan Ingram back. So I mean, they do have an explosive offense.
And Ridley back.
Really, yes. So I mean, not much of a pick 'em, but I gotta agree and take it. Jacksonville. I would like to see a little bit more progression out of Richardson. I think he can be that leader that Shane Steichen's looking for. But what I saw from him in that preseason game, he needs some work.
Yeah, he's raw.
Yeah. So
now he might be one of these game time guys. A guy who doesn't necessarily look great in practice, but once he steps onto a regular season, he balls out. You never know. But
that is true.
He just hasn't shown it to me yet. So until I see it, I'll reserve judgment on him.
All right. Next, we had the Baker Mayfield-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Minnesota.
This is kind of a tough one. I mean, Mike Evans.
Chris Godwin's so down there. I mean,
Godwin. I mean, they've got weapons, but, then you got Jefferson.
Yep.
You don't have Adam Thielen anymore, but you've got other talented receivers there. Matson has a rookie breathing down his neck right now.
True.
What time is the game?
It's 1 o'clock in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Vikings reluctantly. I almost want to go the other way, but I'm going to give them the advantage because they're home, and it's a 1 o'clock game.
Okay. I mean, I just think that Minnesota's going to miss Dalvin Cook more than they think. I mean, Madison is capable of being a good starting running back, as my pen goes backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But just something tells me that Tampa Bay is going to come out throwing the ball with Evans and Godwin still down in Tampa. So
Yeah.
I see it being a very close game, but I think Tampa Bay pulls it out.
Okay, that's fair.
I gotta see if I can fix this real quick. So while we're doing that, the next one on the list you have Tennessee Titans at New Orleans.
I'm pretty sure I like New Orleans in this. I think that I think they have they're going to be sneaky good this year. I think with the addition of Chris Olave, I think that it just kind of supercharges that offense a little bit. So I think that when it comes down to it, I got to lean towards New Orleans in this one.
I didn't hear what you said, honestly, but my pick was going to be New Orleans because Tennessee's quarterback room right now is a complete mess.
True.
And Derrick Henry can only do so much by himself to carry Tennessee.
Yeah. I just said keep an eye on Chris Olave because I think that he's in for a big year. He could have it. He could have a Justin Jefferson kind of year.
Yeah, especially with the quarterback now in Derek Carr.
Exactly. Derek Carr loves to throw the ball down the field, and this kid is built for speed. So if they let him air it out, then it could be a really big season for Olave.
Yeah, because you still got Olave down there. You got Michael Thomas apparently coming back really healthy.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry still down there.
Yep.
A
lot of weapons.
Even with Alvin Kamara suspended, they still brought in Jamal Williams, who's going to be starting for the first couple of weeks. So New Orleans is a much improved team, and Dennis Allen's a pretty underrated coach.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean,
their defense is always going to be pretty stout.
Yeah, I mean, they could honestly. The Saints should run away with the NFC South this year.
On paper, you would think, but
on paper you would think, but I'm not counting out the Falcons.
Yeah, no.
Carolina's in a rebuild. They'll win a couple games. Tampa Bay should win a couple games.
Yeah,
but I think that division comes down to New Orleans and Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair.
All right. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers coming to the East Coast to face the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow. Oh, man. What's the Vegas spread on this?
San Fran minus 2.5, over under 41.
2.5. And 41 is a low scoring game. I don't know. I'm thinking Pittsburgh does a lot of ground and pound here. I think that they try and take right through the middle. And they're going to be running into an old friend of ours,
Mr. Hargrave.
Who
started his career with Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And this is in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
You know, I had to pick one upset, and this could be it. I mean, I'm not sold that Brock Purdy is 100% physically, and I think they're going to pin back their ears and they're going to be coming for him. I think he gets a little case of happy feet after being injured the way he was. and all that time off, I'm going to go Pittsburgh here in an upset.
I mean, you make a very valid point with Brock Purdy not being 100%. We don't know the full health of him. Sam Darnold's a capable backup, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are praising San Francisco's defense again this year,
Mm-hmm.
especially with adding a player like Hargrave.
True.
So I'm agreeing with Vegas. I think it's going to be a very low scoring, tough, hard nosed football game.
Mm-hmm.
I see San Fran pulling it out by a field goal.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a field goal game.
I mean, it's one of those good smash mouth battle of the trenches type game.
Yep. I agree.
You have TJ Watt coming back for Pittsburgh. You got Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa. No. Joey Bosa coming back from San Fran. Now you have someone like Jordan Hargrave in the middle of that defense for them. Bosa should have a field view.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm going to jump on the other side. Again, very close game, but I'm taking San Fran.
Yep. Fair enough.
But like you said, don't be surprised if a team like Pittsburgh does pull off a win, especially being home.
Yep.
And San Fran has to come all the way across country to start the season.
Because if it's 2.5, then that means that straight up they're favoring Pittsburgh by 0.5 point.
Yeah. And the fact that it's a 1 o'clock game too. That plays a big difference too.
Yeah.
All right. After that, you have the Arizona Cardinals going to the Washington Commanders.
The toilet bowl.
Pretty much.
I'm going to go Commanders here. I just think Arizona's in for a pitiful year. I don't think there's any way around it. They're just a mess.
And I mean, 100% agree with you. And from what I saw in the preseason, I'm really excited to see Sam Howell.
Yeah.
And I give Washington so much credit for bringing in a quarterback like Jacoby Brissett to mentor him. Mm-hmm. They have an awesome wide receiver core with 3 talented wide receivers.
Yep.
You have 2.
If McLaren can stay healthy.
McLaren, but you got Curtis Samuel, Dotson. You have Logan Thompson coming back healthy.
True.
They have a good 2-headed monster at running back, Robinson and Gibson.
Mm-hmm. So he runs like he's shot out of a cannon.
Pretty much.
Well, shot anyway.
I know. I got the fun. All right. Next, we have Mr. C.J. Stroud and new head coach D'Amico Ryans heading down to Baltimore to take on Lamar Jackson.
Wow. Okay. What's the spread on this?
This one is Baltimore -10.
-10. Yeah, I mean, I think Stroud has a decent game. But I don't know if they have the firepower. I kind of got to go the other way on this one.
So we're both in agreement that Baltimore is just a more veteran team compared to a young Houston team with a young quarterback. But I am curious to see what Will Anderson can do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Side. So, I mean, but this game is all about experience.
Yeah, I have to agree there.
So, I mean, this is the one game I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 2-score game.
Okay.
Granted, we don't get there as week 1, but I think this has the potential to be that.
Okay.
Next, you have a good one to start the year: Green Bay at Chicago.
Okay.
Mr. Jordan Love getting his first NFL start.
Is this a Sunday night game?
No, 4:25.
4:25. Packers and the Bears, huh? See, this is tough because I have a feeling, I have a good feeling about Jordan Love. I think he played well in the preseason. I think that Christian Watson is going to have a great year if he stays healthy. But the Bears have, you know, DJ Moore. They got, you got Justin Fields running, running around like he's on fire.
Yep.
They got a decent running attack, even without David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. Put Chase Claypool.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Chicago here. I'm gonna go Chicago, but I would not be surprised if Jordan Love balls out. He's got a lot to prove. This is a prove it year for him.
Oh, hands down, 100%. Totally agree with you.
He's playing for a contract this year, either in Green Bay or somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he's got every incentive in the world to ball out, and I think that's what he does. Yeah. But I just don't know if he has it in week 1 against the Bears.
I mean, again, this game's a -1, so Vegas is even calling this game a toss-up.
Yep.
I mean, again, it just goes with the whole. Granted, Justin Fields has been in the league just as long as Jordan Love, but has that more playing time under his belt. So you got that new, like that, was a veteranship that I was saying earlier.
Yep.
I mean, this game could go either way. So I think to make it interesting, I'm going to take Green Bay by a field goal. And then you're going to have Jordan Love walking around and saying, oh, Aaron Rodgers thinks he owns Chicago? Well, I now do too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know if he jumps out week 1 saying that, but if he gets off to a good start, you better believe that he'll be out there, with his chest pumped out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Rodgers did nothing but disrespect him the entire time they were together. So
that is true. All right. Next game, we have the Raiders going out to the Mile High City.
And the Denver Broncos. The Sean Payton Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. There's some good matchups in this week 1.
Yeah. Denver -3.5 and the over-under of 44.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I really like Sean Payton as a coach. And I think if there's anybody that could fix Russ, I think it's Sean Payton. So for that reason, and that reason alone, I'm going to lean to the side of Denver for the Payton factor.
Yeah, I mean, not even necessarily like the whole Payton factor, but like, I think Vegas is gonna have a turmoil year with you don't know the inconsistent health of Jimmy G. Josh Jacobs held out all summer. I mean, Vegas will win some games, but I think they gradually get to that point. I think with the veteran leadership behind Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, you're going to see a good combo. A lot better than Nathan Hackett, that's for sure.
Welcome back, Gary.
So, I mean, I would also pick Denver in this one, but I wouldn't say it would be a runaway game.
No. I think it should be a close game, but I just I give the edge to the experienced coach.
Yeah. All right. And then you have next the Miami Dolphins going from South Florida, flying all the way out to LA to face the Chargers in LA. This game is Chargers -3 at the over-under of 51.
Wow. I think Tyreek Hill's going to have a monster year. I just do. If Tua can stay relatively healthy, I think Miami's going to win their share of games. But then again, the Chargers, they're right on the cusp. I mean, Justin Herbert, you got to like him. You got to say he's right up there in that, in the upper quarter, I guess, of quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough one. The travel factor is something to consider. I mean, it really is. I go Chargers, but I go Tyreek Hill has 2 long touchdowns.
Okay.
As a side note to that one.
Want me to write the side note for you?
Yeah, write it down just in case.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm also going to pick the Chargers because of one player, and one player only, making a huge difference for the Chargers that Miami doesn't have just yet.
Okay.
And his name is Austin Eckler.
Okay.
I mean, Austin Eckler is a good back. He's a good north-south runner. He's a good player out of the backfield. They have 3 talented wide receivers out there with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and the young guy Quentin Johnston from TCU. They have an experienced tight end, Jared Everett, sorry. And I think Justin Hubert is going to have to prove himself this year. I mean, I think he's the only one out of the couple that hasn't gotten his contract yet, or he did. So now he has to go out and prove he's worth that money.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm also taking the Chargers, but on the sole purpose of Austin Eckler changing the game.
Okay.
And I like the Chargers secondary with Asante Samuel Jr. and Darwin James at safety.
Okay.
The 2 Florida State boys.
Yeah, there you go.
A good duo.
Yep.
All right. Traveling up to Seattle, we have the LA Rams going to the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, man. Like I said, I mean, there's some great matchups this first week. I think this could be a shootout. I think you got the return of Cooper Kupp, who just totally can take over a game for the Rams. Stafford is supposedly relatively healthy. Yes?
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. But Geno was magic last year. I mean, he's got a lot. He's got Lockett and Metcalf and
The young
and
kid
the
from Ohio
Jigma.
State.
Yeah. Wow. I'm going with the 12th man. I'm going Seattle. I think the home crowd's lathered up, and I think Seattle wins in a close game.
I mean, you nailed it on the head. It could be a back and forth game.
Yep.
I mean, I think the Rams defense struggles a little bit more than the Chargers do because, yes, they still have Aaron Donald, but they got rid of Jalen Ramsey, who was a good shutdown corner.
True.
So, I mean, I see the Rams having a little bit of another off year. Not so much because of the injuries, but their defense just not being the same as it once was.
Okay.
And Geno last year balled out. He had 30-plus touchdowns, very low turnover rate. Still have Pete Carroll as the head coach, who has done wonders since coming from USC as many years as he's been there.
Yeah. He's been there a long time.
Yeah, so, I mean, just giving off the fact that, like you said, the home crowd will be full amped like they always are in Seattle.
Yeah.
I think that rattles Stafford just enough to make a couple key mistakes that put Seattle over the hump.
Yep.
So I will also take Seattle.
I buy that.
All right, now we go to Sunday night football and everyone's favorite game to pick on if you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowbitches versus the New York Giants. I say that loosely.
Well, I don't know. Everybody's jumping on the Danny Dimes train these days. I'm not as convinced as many. I think the Giants are the Giants. I mean, they did make the playoffs last year, but barely. Um, I like the coach a little bit, but I just don't have that confidence level. I don't think Barkley got paid. So I don't know. I hate
You
to do
hate
it. I hate
you hate to root for either team. I get it.
I hate to. I really do. But regular season, Dak Prescott is different from November and December Dak Prescott.
True.
So Dak's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder after the Trey Lance thing. I think he comes out firing. And I think that he just lights it up just to stick it to let Jerry Jones know that he's making a mistake.
Yeah.
So I'll take Dallas. I'll take Dallas, and Dak throws for over 300 yards.
I made another note for you just so you have it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I hate to root for him too, but if Dak can stay upright and put up the numbers he's capable of doing, Dallas's offense is far more supremacy than the Giants.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't really want to get too much into it. I just think Dallas's offense is too much for the Giants to keep up with.
Okay. Fair enough.
It pains me to write that.
Yeah, I know.
But
it pained me to say what I said too.
Yeah.
But I just think that he's got a huge chip on his shoulder, and I think that Dak is gonna show up.
Yes. Remind me after the show. I'll pull up something I sent. So I think I have it in Messenger. If not, I'll send it to myself real quick. Someone sent me the most funniest gift. It might have been you actually, with the whole Trey Lance thing.
I might have sent you something, yeah, because
Trey Lance and Kyle Shanahan, and the other guy is Jerry Jones.
No, that wasn't me.
Remind me after the show. I will show you.
Okay, all right.
Then we have two games. Only one game on Monday night this year. I apologize.
Really? Wow, that's a shock.
Yeah. You have the Buffalo Bills driving to East Rutherford to play the New York Jets and Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
I don't buy the hype.
I'll just say neither do I.
Yeah. I don't buy the Aaron Rodgers saves the day hype. I mean, the Jets have a nice young team. They've got some, stars of the future, let's say. And the very worst person that you want affecting their psyches is Aaron Rodgers. So everybody had, the Jets are going to the Super Bowl. I don't think the Jets are going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
I'm going Buffalo here all the way. I think this is Josh Allen had a down year last year. I think that he was suffering with some injuries. But I think he's back to 100%. And I think he shows this year why he's should be named in the top tier of quarterbacks in the league.
Fair enough. I mean, I will agree with you. I think the Jets are being set up for failure. I mean, I'm not buying it either. I mean, like you said, Aaron Rodgers got his way. He brought in a lot of his friends for wide receivers and stuff, and they have a good young defense, especially with Sauce Gardner in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a very tough division to play in.
Yep.
I mean, do they win some games this year? Sure. Do they surprise a couple of people? Sure. But Buffalo is built to be a Super Bowl type team year after year for the last couple.
Yes.
So, I mean, Josh Allen has proven to be a franchise quarterback already. So, I mean, I got to ride Buffalo, but I think it's going to be a very close game.
Okay.
Like, I would say a field goal, maybe 6 points at the most.
What's the Vegas spread?
Buffalo minus 2.5, and then over under 46.5.
Okay.
So, very, very tight. And it should be. I mean,
yeah.
The Jets have spent some money.
Yeah. And you got the hard knocks factor too, because traditionally teams that have been on hard knocks come out to a slow start because they were distracted during training camp, worrying about all the filming and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just going to make one more note before we go to our last game.
Okay.
I feel bad for the stadium staff. If you ask me, the NFL did this dirty. The Giants play at 8:20 Sunday night at home, and then the very next night, less than 24 hours later, the Jets play home too.
Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround to flip the stadium.
Yeah, it is.
So,
and the field conditions could be bad, which also kind of benefits Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why the NFL does what they do, never will, but just looking at that, like, wow, you have 2 primetime games in the same stadium in less than 24 hours apart.
Yeah.
That's pretty ballsy.
Yep.
All right.
And we got to go back to the big game.
The last one to finish off week 1 of NFL Pick'em. We saved the best for last as always. We have our Philadelphia Eagles, as Ron points to your hat, going up to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots, who have decided to honor Mr. Dipshit Tom Brady on an opening day game. Hence why Johnny's not on the road this weekend going to Foxborough.
They still haven't let that one go. I understand. Okay. Here's what I think about this. Will the home crowd be pumped up for Tom Brady? Absolutely. Did Belichick have a lot of time to prepare for this game? Absolutely. Does that matter when you play most teams? Absolutely. I don't care if you dig up Bart Starr and Johnny Unitas and everybody else who ever played in the NFL and you put them on that field, you're not going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. And this team is primed. They have a calm about them. They have a confidence about them that is unprecedented. They've been to the promised land. The coach has kept them overall on an even keel, in my opinion. Your starters have not been subjected to injury for the most part during the preseason. And I think they come out with something to prove. And the very first thing that they get to prove is that history is never forgotten. And the disrespect that we faced at the hands of the Patriots when they were filming our practices or whatever other shady shit they were doing. This is Philadelphia Eagle statement game number 1. Screw Tom Brady. Take the Eagles all night long. Period.
All right. And then we're going to add a little twist to that Eagles game, too.
Okay.
As a tiebreaker, just in case.
Okay.
Because me and you both take the Eagles hands down all the time. Except for maybe 1 or 2 games during the season.
Yep.
That we did a couple months back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to score, but
Okay.
I'm going to give you the over-under of every game. And as a
Okay.
tiebreaker, we're going to pick if they go over or under.
Okay.
So, Phillies to pick. The over-under of this game as a whole is 45.
Over.
Just in case we need a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Grant, I'm sure we'll be pretty spot on with a lot of our picks. We're pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah, a little bit. We tried.
But, no, I mean, you're right. So Gary even agrees. Eagles go Birds. That's the only one he's picked.
Yeah.
But, no, Eagles are out to prove everybody that last year was not a fluke. Because everybody was hyping and all of that all off season, saying, "Oh, the Eagles didn't play anybody last year. They had a soft schedule, and they were up it." The Eagles are out to prove to everybody this year that they are for real.
Yep.
They lost some players to free agency, but that offense is intact. Sure, you let Miles Sanders walk, but you still have Gainwell, and then you acquire somebody like DeAndre Swift, who, when healthy, is a game changer.
Yes.
So you lose Miles Sanders. You won't pay him anyway, but you replace him with someone just as his caliber, if not more.
Who actually, hits a hole when they're supposed to hit a hole, which behind this offensive line is going to make all the difference in the world. You're talking about, 5-6 yards carry behind this offensive line.
Yes. Because, you lose Isaac Salamolo, your right guard, but you plug in Cam Jurgens, who's been learning from Jason Kelsey since day one. Then on the defensive side of the ball, sure, you lose a great run stopper in Jordan Hargrave, but you add Jordan Davis now to your starting lineup.
Right.
You have a young Nakobe Dean, who's going to be wearing the green sign on the back of his helmet. He's our new field general.
Yep.
He's going to have a breakout year. Your secondary, where your safeties might be different. You got 2 of the best coverage cornerbacks in the whole entire NFL playing one-on-one. The Philadelphia this year are going to prove to people last year was not a fluke, and they're going to show everybody that they can win with a first-place schedule.
And Jalen Carter, don't sleep on him, because I'll tell you right now, there are a lot of people around the league and veterans that have seen him on the field and have said, how in the heck did he fall to number 9 to the Eagles?
Huh?
I mean, many people had him as one of the best players in the entire draft. And other than that little incident that he had, he's doing nothing but doing his thing, man. I think he has a huge, huge year.
Here's where I agree with you, but here's where I'm going to disagree with you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the under, but only because of one thing. Eagles are only going to be the only one that scores a touchdown on Sunday. They win this game 31-3.
Really? Wow.
I think they come out for blood. Mac Jones is going to get rattled right away. He's going to might be injured like Brock Purdy was, and they don't have that backup anymore because they let Brian Hoyer go. I am taking the Eagles in a blowout. Just make a statement right off the bat.
Okay.
This offense is going to come for blood, and that defense is just going to fuel off of it.
Okay.
So if Patriots do score a touchdown, they might get one in that garbage time. but still, I think the Eagles win 31-10 at the most.
Okay.
Eagles are out for blood.
I agree with that part.
And they're going to prove people that they should have won that Super Bowl because they had gotten fucking screwed over. I've been waiting a couple months to say that. They got fucking screwed by the league. They're going to come back this year and tell Roger to go fuck yourself. They're out for blood.
I gotta agree with you there, Johnny. I think that they are definitely motivated, and I think they're ready to go out and show everybody that it wasn't a fluke.
Yes. But on that note, before I get too more hyped up, at 11 o'clock at night, I got to get a puppy outside so I can go potty for the night.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap this thing up. We went a little bit longer than I was hoping for, but that's okay.
We got a really from Gary.
I see it. But this is going to be a new part of the show every week. So if you go back and watch this, if you want to take part in an NFL Pick'em with me and Ron every week, you're more than welcome to.
And then the fantasy recap too.
Yep.
And the announcement that we have to make too.
Yes. And that's what I was going to go into.
Okay.
With all these new features coming to Sports Gladiators, instead of doing it Monday night, me and Ron will not be talking sports until Tuesday night. And this is going to go into effect starting next week. I'll make sure Morgan and Shannon let you guys know tomorrow night as well. But we are moving entertainment night from Tuesday night to Monday night to let the ladies kick off an awesome week of shows because they always bring their A game. I love them both to death. They were both very supportive of me this weekend. I can't thank them enough. They do a phenomenal job with their show. And I figured why not start the week off with a bang and let them start the week with entertainment night. And then we move Sports Gladiators back to Tuesday nights. That way we can do a full fantasy football recap. We can still talk Phillies. We can talk the whole slate of NFL games. Because we're going to do a pick 'em every week. Rather if it's just me and Ron, if we have a guest once in a while.
And nobody misses Monday Night Football.
No one misses Monday Night Football. And we have the full recap of games.
Yes.
I can make my slideshows like I did last year. That were a lot of fun to make. We can analyze our fantasy football league. Ron can cry when he starts losing games.
Celebrate my victory each week.
But no, it's ideal to move a sports talk the way we talk about football, baseball, fantasy football, the whole 9 yards, push it back a night so we can still cover all of that and have up-to-date stuff. I mean, all shows will still start at 9 o'clock. That is something that we are keeping. I will be running around like crazy, I'm sure, until I get on the schedule with Mr. Cash. Especially since my boss wants to schedule me fucking close every goddamn night. But I'm not going to badger him too much. I will have to have a talk with him. Because now I have a child in my house I have to take care of. But yeah, starting next Monday. So that date will be 9/11. Which is next Monday's date.
Right.
At 9 o'clock, instead of seeing Sports Gladiators, you're going to start the week with entertainment night with Morgan and Shannon. And Sports Gladiators will move to Tuesday nights with me and Ron. And occasionally, we are going to be joined from some of the guys from Nobody Sports. Either be Joe Gallagher, John Mizzy, maybe Mike once in a while. Just to have a full out 2-hour sports conversation. Everything about the NFL in the week because that's our bread and butter. Everyone loves football. We know we have a lot of NFL fans in our chat. So starting next week, make sure you tune in on Tuesday nights, not Monday night, if you want to talk sports. But please, still support the ladies on Monday night because they do a great job.
Absolutely. Never a dull moment on entertainment night. You know that.
Absolutely. But, wow, kid. I'm talking about the other puppy I got, Jack. I don't actually have a kid. I have a young dog walking around my house, probably panting and ready to go outside for the night.
Yep.
But
so for this week, though, tomorrow night, entertainment night with Morgan and Shannon. Wednesday night, we got TNT.
Maybe. I have a fantasy draft Wednesday night.
Okay.
I might see if someone can hop on with the and sort of do trivia night. I gotta double check that tomorrow.
Okay. So
And then
TBD on Wednesday.
and then Thursday's up in the air as well. Grim might need a day. I told him to let me know. I'll explain that to you off the show. And then Friday night we will be back for sure. It's Friday night movie night with me and Ron. Our longest running show. And if you missed it last week, I made a very funny intro for Friday night movie night that Ron actually laughed about.
Yeah, it was good.
So this week's a little screwy. I apologize about the confusing stuff, but with the season starting with football, I have a fantasy draft Wednesday night. And then, like I said, I'll explain to Ron off the show about Thursday night. But you still will have entertainment night tomorrow night for sure. And then Friday night movie night on Friday night. The other ones are to be determined. But as always, we appreciate any support we get. We're on our way to 500 followers on Facebook. So make sure to like, follow, and share. Rev gave out an initiative on his show last Thursday. Invite 25 of your friends to jump over on Facebook and drop us a follow. So help us out with that. And then if you want to take part in Rev's show, he has an email address now. RevGrim Basement Show with Mr. Ness at gmail.com. He wants people to start emailing himself. So when he does do a show, he can do live Q&As with his email and have some fun. The only thing he asks is no dick pictures. That's all he asks.
Seems like a fair request.
Yes. But as always, it's good to talk sports with Ron. We appreciate everybody jumping in chat. I appreciate all the warm well wishes with the passing of Ace and the welcoming addition of Cash to the Basement Show family. But yeah, Ron, take it away.
Yeah, that's basically it, guys. We appreciate you popping in the chat tonight. It's a little bit of a slow night. Obviously, it's a holiday. So I'm sure everybody had a lot going on today. You know, we're respectful of that. But you know, come next week, we'll be talking about some big news with the NFL, obviously, with a full slate of games.
Yep.
And it's on. Basically, it's on. Especially for you, Vinny. Especially for you, man. No, no, we're all good. Thanks again for everything. Thanks for your support. Like, follow, and share. And we will see you soon. And make sure you tune in the rest of the week.
Yeah, Gary, Jack, Curtis popped in, Ice, Kevin, YouTube and Twitch. As always, thank you for the support. Amber popped in tonight. Who else? We had Amber, Curtis, Jack, Gary, Kevin on both YouTube and Twitch. I said that. Nothing else. Pretty much about it.
Yes, Jack Cash is the new doggy.
Yes. He's my new friend. But make sure you tune in 9 o'clock tomorrow night for entertainment night. Oh, we also had Shannon pop in chat, but she was on the Basement Show page.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So, I mean, other than that, everyone have fun tomorrow. I go back to work after a 4-day weekend, an emotional 4-day weekend. Just got to figure out what to do from here. But take it day by day. As Gary says, stay safe, stay cool, especially if you're on the East Coast. It's brutally hot outside. That's for damn sure. Fall, please come soon. That's all I ask.
You can keep your pumpkin spice, man. Summer isn't over till the 23rd.
I don't drink pumpkin spice. I just can't deal with the heat and no AC.
I can't deal with the pumpkin spice people. They're.
Well,
I think they all need to be lined up next to a hay bale and, you know, done unspeakable things to them.
The ladies can have fun with that one tomorrow.
Start a Colorado campfire.
Oh, oh boy. But again, have a good night. We're out.
Good night, guys.